now let's proceed to the administration of Elpidio Quirino. Elpidio Quirino is the 6th President of the Philippines, while we discussed that Manuel Rojas is the 5th President. Now let's moving on the administration of Elpidio Quirino. So, first, we will discuss the biography of Elpidio Quirino. So, Elpidio Quirino was born in Vigan, Ilocos Sur. He was also baptized on November 1890 and spent his early years in Aringay, La Union. After that, he became a barrio teacher. He also graduated from Manila High School in 1911 and passed the civil service examination in 1st grade. And now, in his congressional career, Quirino was engaged in the private practice of law until he was elected as member of the Philippine House of Representatives. This is happened during 1919 to 1925, succeeding Alberto Reyes. And in 1925 also, he is succeeded as congressman. So dito na nagsisimula yung pagiging congressional career niya. So naging congressman siya noong 1925. Then noong 1925 to 1931, he represent the 1st senatorial district. Meaning, he then served as Secretary of Finance and Secretary of the Interior in the Commonwealth Government. Ito ay yung mga nangyari noon. And noong 1934, Quirino was a member of the Philippine Independence Mission to Washington, headed by Manuel L. Rojas, that secured the passage in the United States Congress of the Tidings-McDuffie Act. Then, on July 4, 1946, dito na yung Declaration for Philippines Independence. Meaning, nagiging malaya na tayo sa pananakop ng mga American sa atin, or in short, yung mga taga-United States. Then, in 1945, it is the reconstitution of the Commonwealth Government. So, let's proceed. Yung Commonwealth Act number 725, this is prompted by this congressional action. President Sergio Osmeña called the Philippine Congress to a 3-day special session. The setting of this is on April 23, 1946, and it is approved by President Osmeña on January 5, 1946. And as Elpidio Quirino, 5 years as president were marked by notable post-war reconstruction, general economic gains, and increased economic aid from the United States. Meaning, dito na nagsisimulang lumago or umuunlad ang ating bansa sa tulong din ng taga-US. So, the administration and cabinet first term, 1948 to 1949. So, nandito yung April 17, 1948, July 17, 1948, August 15, 1948, and April 19, 1949. So, sa mga taon na ito, may mga nangyari dito na pinapatupad ni Elpidio Quirino. So, una is tatalakayin natin ang unang taon, noong April 17, 1948. Vice President Elpidio Quirino was inaugurated as the 6th President of the Republic. Meaning, ito na yung pagsisimula ng pagiging president ni Elpidio Quirino. So, taking his oath of office 2 days after the death of Manuel Rojas. Ang nangyari kasi dito is, di ba noon is, noong naging presidente si Manuel Rojas, si Elpidio Quirino naman yung Vice President of the Philippines. So, nung namatay si Manuel Rojas, ibig sabihin, syempre, yung papalit na presidente dito sa atin is si Elpidio Quirino. So, and that, nangyari ang pagiging president nito sa Council of State Room, Executive Building, Malacanang Palace. So, alam naman natin na sa Malacanang Palace doon nandoon yung mga officials ng ating bansa. Nandito na yung mga presidente, vice president, ganon. So, since walang asawa si Elpidio Quirino, kapapatay ng kanyang asawa, ayun na nga, si Victoria Quirino Gonzalez ang naging First Lady. Siya ay isa sa mga anak ni Elpidio Quirino. And now, let's moving on to July 17, 1948. Approved Republic Act No. 333, amending Commonwealth Act No. 502, declaring Quezon City the capital of the Philippines in place of Manila. So, 'di ba, yung capital ng ating bansa is sinasabi nating Manila. Pero yung pinaka-main, syempre sa Manila nandun din yung lugar na Quezon City. So, ayun na nga, ito yung naging capital of the Philippines, ang Manila. Ito ay ayon sa Republic Act No. 333. Then, so ito yung meaning ng hukbalahap. Meaning, hukbong bayan laban sa mga Hapones. Or, in English, the nation army against the Japanese soldier. So, hukbalahap was a communist guerrilla movement formed by the farmers of Central Luzon. They were originally formed to fight the Japanese, but extended their fight into rebellion against the Philippine government known as the Hukbalahap Rebellion in 1946. It was put down through a series of reform and military victories by Defense Secretary and later President Ramon Magsaysay. The members of which were commonly referred to as hooks. So, noong August 15, 1948 naman, the expiration of the amnesty deadline, meaning the government found out that the hooks had not lived up to the terms of the Quirino-Taruk Agreement. So, indeed, after having been seated in Congress and collecting his back pay allowance, Luis Taruk surreptitiously fled away from Manila, even as a number of his followers had either submitted themselves to the condition of the amnesty proclamation or surrendered their arms. In the face of countercharges from the hook to the effect that the government had not satisfied the agreement conditions, President Quirino ordered a step-up campaign against dissidents, restoring once more an aggressive policy in view of the failure of a friendly attitude previously adopted. So, si Luis Taruk is siya yung leader ng Hukbalahap or the Hukbong Bayan laban sa Hapon noong 1942 to 1950. So, his involvement with the movement came after his initiation to the problems of agrarian Filipinos when he was a student in the early 1930s. During World War II, Taruk led the Hukbalahap in guerrilla operations against the Japanese occupants of the Philippines. So let's moving on in the presidential election on 1949. So, the incumbent President Elpidio Quirino won a full term as President of the Philippines after the ultimate death of President Manuel Rojas in 1948. So, ayun na nga yung sinasabi. So, ito naman yung second term nito, noong 1949 to 1953. He was inaugurated for his full term as President of the Philippines on December 30, 1949, at the Interdependence Grandstand, now Quirino Grandstand, Manila. So, ito yung nangyari noong second term nito. Tapos, in May 1950, Regional Conference sponsored by the Philippines. Ibig sabihin nito is, inimbita ng ating presidenteng si Quirino ang mga official representatives tulad ng India, Pakistan, Ceylon, Thailand, Indonesia, and Australia sa Baguio City for the regional conference sponsored by the Philippines. So, may nangyaring usapan dito sa panig ng ibang bansa tulad ng mga nabanggit. So, nandito din yung China at Korea ay hindi tumalo. Kasi, ayun na nga, they did not attempted the formation of a military union of the Southeast Asian nation. So, in the other hand, Japan, Indonesia, China, and others were not invited because at that time, they were not free and independent states. So, due to the request of India and Indonesia, the political questions were taken up the conference. The delegates discussed economic and most of all cultural problems confronting their respective countries. So ayun na nga, nung nagmi-meeting sila, pinag-usapan nila yung mga problema na kinakaharap ng bawat bansa na kinabibilangan nila. Then, syempre, kapag sinasabi nating economic, nandyan na yung mga products, export and import, right? So, pinag-usapan nila kung paano mapalago yung mga ekonomiya ng bawat bansa, tulad ng mga nabanggit. So, noong May 1951, Communist organization estimated to have more than 40,000 registered members. So, meanings that the government went on with its sustained campaign to cope with the worsening peace and order problem. So, the 1951 budget included the use of the residue fund of the land resettlement program in favor of the surrendered Hooks. So, and now, so this is the Economic Development Corps or EDCOR. So, settlement of 6,500 hectares in Kapatagan, Lanao. So, nandyan naman din yung less than 10% of the Hooks who settled down gave up this new lease life offered them by the government. And 25,000 hectares in Buldon and now Cotabato. So, in each group taken to this place, there was a nucleus of former army personnel and their families who became a stabilizing factor and ensured the success of the program. So, that's it. Then, the Armed Force of the Philippines. So, we have the 1st Airborne Unit, Scout Ranger, Canine Unit, and Cavalry Unit. Noong August 22, 1953 naman, nationalista and democratic parties formed a coalition to ensure Quirino's full defeat. Quirino was defeated by Ramon Magsaysay with a majority vote of 1.5 million. During the election, Elpidio Quirino has two main objectives. First one is the economic reconstruction of the nation. The second one is the restoration of the faith and confidence of people in the government. So, in the connection of the first agenda, we have the President's Action Committee on Social Amelioration or PACSA. This agenda is to mitigate the sufferings of indigent families, the Labor Management Advisory Board to advise him on labor matters, the Agricultural Credit Cooperative Financing Administration also to help the farmers market their crops and save them from loan sharks, and the Rural Banks of the Philippines or the BFP to facilitate credit utilities in rural areas. So there are 7 points program for social security. Number 1 is the unemployment insurance, old age insurance, accident and permanent disability insurance, health insurance, maternity insurance, state relief, labor opportunity. Dito sa unemployment insurance, dito na nagkakaroon ng opportunity yung mga manggagawa or yung mga tao na walang trabaho upang magkaroon ng hanap buhay. Number 2 is the old age insurance. Halimbawa na lang is yung mga matatanda or yung mga senior citizen. Diba kapag bumibili sila, either sumasakay sila sa jeep is may discount sila. Basta ipakita lang nila yung ID card nila para mabigyan sila ng insurance. So, sa accident and permanent disability insurance, dito na may card din ang mga taong may disability. Bigyan din sila ng discount. Then, health insurance. Sa health insurance naman, for example, is yung PhilHealth. Diba kapag sa isang pamilya, dapat may PhilHealth. Tapos kapag na-hospital yung anak or yung isa sa mga miyembro ng pamilya, pwede itong gamitin upang makabawas sa gastusin at yun nga, magkakaroon ng discount. Sa maternity insurance naman, for example is, yung guro is malapit ng manganak. So, syempre is kinakailangan niyang mag-leave. At dyan is kahit nag-leave siya is magkakaroon pa rin siya ng kahit nag-leave so yun na nga, maternity insurance is kahit naka-leave siya is mabibigyan pa rin siya ng sweldo or sahod. Then, the state relief. Meaning, syempre, di ba napapansin nyo or napapanood nyo sa mga TV is, or na-experience nyo mismo na, di ba kapag may mga kalamidad is nandyan yung mga gobyerno na handang tumulong sa ating mga pangangailangan. For example is, kapag may bagyo, tapos sobrang naapektuhan ang isang lugar, syempre magbibigay na ng mga relief goods yung mga sundalo or yung mga nagtatrabaho sa LGU or sa gobyerno natin mismo. Then, the labor opportunity. So, yung programa daw na ito is meaning magkakaroon ng trabaho yung mga walang trabaho. And now, let's discuss this Executive Order number 355. It is issued on October 23, 1950. So, it says that takes over the responsibilities of the Agricultural Machinery Equipment Corporation and the Rice and Corn Production Administration. It says here that the National Land Settlement Administration with Land Settlement Development Corporation or the LASEDECO is nagkaroon ng responsibilidad dito sa production na ito. Yung syempre kinakailangan nating mapaunlad ang mga produkto natin, kinakailangan natin ng mga lupa na pagtataniman. Syempre, 'di ba yung mabenta sa atin sa atin noon is yung rice and corn. So, inilunsad ang Executive Order number 355 na ito. Tapos, syempre, yung mga machinery equipment is kinakailangang kompleto yung mga gagamitin ng mga magsasaka or yung mga agriculturist sa pagtatrabaho. Then, nandito, let's discuss the two Asian heads of state visited Philippines. Number 1 is President Chiang Kai-shek of the Republic of China in July 1949. And President Ahmed Sukarno of Indonesia in January 1951. So, ayun na nga, he with his Foreign Secretary Helen Kutaran was able to negotiate treaties and agreement with other nations of the free world. So, nagkaroon ito ng agreement or parang naging friendly siya sa mga ibang bansa. Hindi lang para sa pagiging makatao, kundi syempre isinaalang-alang niya rin yung kaunlaran ng ating bansa. Kasi syempre naniniwala tayo na hindi naman tayo makakatayo sa sariling paa natin without the help of kasi 'di ba, no man is an island. So kinakailangan natin ng kaagapay, katulong sa pagpapaunlad ng ating bansa. Then, Quirino authorized the deployment of over 7,450 Filipino soldiers to Korea. So, on June 25, 1915, the world was astonished to hear the North Korean aggression against the independent South Korea. The United Nations immediately took up this challenge to the security of this part of the world. Ipinadala ang sundalo natin sa South Korea upang tulungan ang mga sundalo doon na ipaglaban ang kanilang sariling bansa. Siyempre, yung, 'di ba, alam naman natin na sa North issues doon. Kaya noon is parang humihiwalay na yung South Korea sa kanila. Kaya nagiging independent at hanggang sa maging independent na ang South Korea sa mga North Korean. So, the Philippines became the first country to join the United States in the offer of military assistance to South Korea. So, tayo yung kauna-unahang tumulong sa mga taga South Korea sa kanilang kalayaan. And now, the post-presidency and death. So, Quirino retired from politics to private life in 1953. At tinawag din siyang Father of Foreign Service. Bakit kaya? So, Quirino he offered his dedication to serve the Filipino people. Kaya siya naging Father of Foreign Service in the Republic of the Philippines. So, noong February 29, 1956, di ba leap year ito kasi 29. So, dito siya namatay. Yung ikinamatay niya ay heart attack. Then, noong February 29, 2016, so, inilagay nila ang kanyang, so, nilagay nila siya sa Hero Cemetery in Taguig para sa kanyang 60th death anniversary of his death. So, nandito din yung kanyang speech. I should be the last one to pardon them, as the Japanese killed my wife and 3 children, and 5 other members of my family. I am doing this because I do not want my children and my people to inherit from me the hate for people who might yet be our friends for the permanent interest of our country. So, ito, yung nangyari kasi is, meaning, mas nanaig sa kanya ang peace and order dito sa Pilipinas kaysa sa magalit sa mga Japanese people na pumatay sa kanyang pamilya. Sabi nga nila na walang silbi kung galit ang manaig sa iyong puso. Kasi marami pang mga minamahal mo sa buhay ang maaapektuhan. Instead of magalit ka, why not try to resolve the problem between each other. Kaya siya tinawag na Father of Foreign Service dahil sa pagiging palakaibigan at he ensured the security and safetyness of his people.